The Jose Vasconcelos World Award of Education will be given to only 2 recipients this year. One will go to Professor Frank Fenner for his pioneering contributions in the biochemical sciences field, and the second goes to Professor Zafra Lerman for her contributions in the field of science education. Professor Lerman was born in Israel and currently lives in the United States.
3 South Africans have received the award in the past. They include Professors Chris Barnard, Stuart Saunders and Abraham Rue. This is the first time that the award ceremony is being held in the African continent, and it is being hosted by Wits University. Now in the studio to tell us more about it is Professor Lerman. Professor Lerman, a very good morning to you. Shalom, Boker Tov.
Shalom, Boker Tov.
First of all, just tell us a little about the Jose Vasconcelos World Award of Education.
The World Cultural Council is giving 3 awards, and one of them is the Albert Einstein for science, the Leonardo da Vinci for art, and the Jose Vasconcelos for education. Jose Vasconcelos was a Mexican revolutionary educator, philosopher, politician that brought really education to the rural areas. He was the president of the University of Mexico and was a very great educator and changed the world of education. And I'm very proud to receive the award that carries his name.
How do you measure that? How do you measure a great educator?
How do I measure a great educator? I almost wanted to answer, I must be a great educator that I'm getting this award. How do you measure? You know, there are people that are teaching and there are people that are educating. The difference between just teaching is you go to the classroom and you talk. Usually there is a big difference between teaching and learning. The person that teaches thinks he or she did the job by talking. There is no relationship between what the students learn and what the person is teaching. An educator is somebody that makes sure that everybody learns, that believes that everybody can learn. And my philosophy of education, and I'm in the field of science education, that I feel that today in the society we live in is probably one of the most important part of education in the world. Because if we will not give science education to all and to every child, we will start developing a class society divided not by royalty, but by knowledge of science. Because we live in a very scientific, technological society.
We also live in a very interactive world, and you've actually come in and combined visual and performing arts in your science room. Tell us about that.
Correct. I think science for many years was taught to the 0.5% of the people that will become scientists. And they will become scientists in the worst way of teaching. They will still become scientists. But the 99.5% of the world that has to know science needs other ways of teaching science. And the arts is a wonderful vehicle to teach science. You cannot use one fits all. We must take into account different ways of learning, the multiple intelligence. Few people learn through visual arts, few people learn through performing arts, through music, through art, through dance, through drama. You have to incorporate cultural background, because if you want to make sure that every child in the world will be educated in science, you must develop alternative ways of teaching, and the arts is one of the ways. The arts includes everything under the arts. So, as a matter of fact, in my lecture, I'll show videos where you will see the children that learn science through dance. They come to a dance studio, and my dance students teach them dance, and I teach them the science that goes along. And they can visualize the science to make it clearer, for example, the depletion of the ozone layer. And all of us know that we have a big environmental problem with the hole in the ozone layer. These kids did the dance where they could show immediately the ozone, 3 molecules of oxygen dancing together. The chlorine radical from the CFC comes, pulls one oxygen away, and you heard when CNN did a program on these children, they said, till we did this dance and saw it with our own eyes, we'd never understood the concept.
How many countries have adopted your approach?
You know, education is really not, you cannot say that a country adopts. It has to be the individual teachers. You cannot dictate to teachers how to teach. I lectured, I cannot tell you how many countries, almost a lot of countries in Asia, in Africa, South America, the Middle East, Africa. In a lot of these countries, I ran workshops for teachers, for professors, and I know that they follow this way of teaching. In the US, we have a lot of places, and what is important is that the Chicago Public School, that it's the 3rd largest school district in the United States, very multicultural, very diverse. They adopted this method, and we have excellent results with that.
Okay, thank you very much to Professor Zafra Lerman, who is in the field of science, and she is being acknowledged through the Jose Vasconcelos World Award of Education for her contributions in the field of science education. Thank you very much for coming to us.
Thank you.